Rooster Tail. Hi guys, Paul here.
Joshua.
Maniacs Meat. Why do I have two glasses?
Why not?
What? Double glasses. Maniacs Meat Podcast, episode 33, Slasher Sunday.
Be real serious and take one pair off.
Slasher Sunday. Here we go. We have the first official proto slasher giallo hairbrush thing going on. The thing that started it all. The thing that inspired Dario Argento to make films. The thing that's inspired Count Blood, Friday the 13th for even happening. All those things. The Bay of Blood.
Not the Bay of Pigs.
Not the actual cover. The cover has a girl coming out of like a red blood with a big at her throat. This is just a cheapo cover.
Yeah, why did they do that with that? Why didn't they use the original cover?
I don't know. Probably because it's like an unofficial release or something. I'm not really sure.
Because the original cover's awesome.
Yes, it is. The original cover is great. This is definitely a different film. If you're into just full-on 80s slashers, do not watch this and expect that, because it is not. It's just going to be a whodunit mystery, a giallo, proto-slasher mixed all together. The other good slasher, proto-slasher, whodunit, giallo that I can think of is Torso. That came after this, of course. And then, of course, you have Pieces. Those are the three real huge giallo, whodunit slashers that I can think of. But, first watch?
For me, yes.
How'd you think?
It was a good movie. It definitely had a... I think for a slasher giallo film, I guess I'm going to say giallo because is it kind of a giallo? Mm-hmm. Is it? Right. I guess for a slasher, it's kind of more of a... I really feel like this is something my grandparents would have watched when they were babysitting me in the early 90s, but with a lot of gore and violence and nudity. Yeah. Like, I kind of feel like it almost played out like Murder, She Wrote a little bit, like with a lot of twists and turns.
Well, yeah, it is a whoudunit mystery.
Yeah, so I got that vibe from it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's a good movie.
I agree with that. It's definitely not your typical film.
It's definitely not your Tipper Gore.
The film has a lot to say about it. I mean, it's definitely interesting. It's definitely red herrings, like a Nerf ball fight with red herrings. Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Then they die. And then who did it? Then they die. Then who did it? Then they die. Then who did it? Basically, what it is a rich duchess, I guess you can call it, or something like that. A rich woman. She gets killed for her land by her husband, but then her husband automatically gets killed after that, and then you just got to keep on figuring out who wants the money, who wants the inheritance, who wants the land. And now and again, right at the beginning, 20 minutes in, they got to fucking shove a random bunch of high teenagers that really want to fuck. But I'm glad that one woman that did get naked in the film is the one I love the most, which is Brumhilde, the Viking, the German, the Rumskis. The only sad thing is she notices the killer after she got redressed, so all the running scenes she had clothes on. I think whoever wrote that in there should be fired. No. You make that bitch flop those tits when she runs. You know what I mean? Ow, son of a... Like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, black eyes.
Yeah, black eyes. Okay. And of course she gets killed. What do you think about some of the kills? I mean, they have some brutality.
There's definitely some brutality. And
you have to think, this is like back... Mario Bava was the one that really kind of created a lot of stuff with because this was all shot by guys in suits.
Yeah, oh yeah, no,
you know absolutely. What I mean? Like, they were wearing like suits and ties and stuff back then. So this was extreme shit.
Let's rewind a little bit too. You're going back to 1971, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. This is a pretty fucking violent film for 1971. You think you're just coming out of the 60s.
You're right.
You're coming out of the peace and love movement.
Yes.
You're going right into 1971, and you've got straight, uncensored, raw brutality on the screen. It's definitely, I couldn't imagine. Now, we're desensitized. We've been for many of years, but I couldn't imagine sitting there in 1971, being a fan of horror, and going sitting to see this in the theater and going, what the fuck is going on? You
just got done watching Universal's Dracula.
Yes.
And then you see this.
Yes.
You're like, what in the fuck happened? Now, that being said, this opened the door for people's ideas so much because 1972, Last House on the Left just happened.
Yes, Last House on the Left, and let's not forget I don't know what I was going to say just now. I forget.
This film was notorious for having the Italian take on things, which giving it 1,000 different names.
Yes.
This was the Bay of Blood, the Blood of the Bay of Death, the Twitch of the Death Nerve, which is the other famous title of this one. The Stench of a Corpse, the Next House on the Left, the New House on the Left.
The last house on the left, too.
Yeah, the last on the left, too. Take 4 lefts and that's a circle. I mean, like, there's so many different stupid-ass names for this, but of course, the two known are Bay of Blood, which is the Death Nerve. Now, obviously, they must have called it House on the Left Part 2, the New House on the Left, because obviously it was released in Europe before it was released in America.
Exactly, and I'm sure they've changed a lot of names as it progressed throughout the years.
Exactly.
Even in the 80s,
yeah,
they would recycle names so much just
what
to sell.
they would do is they would call it a different name and then try to push that under the radar for things like the Video Nasties and stuff like that. I'm sure this was on the Video Nasties.
Oh, I don't
definitely
imagine.
for a little bit, because this was definitely some shit.
Yeah.
What do you think about like all the octopus and the fucking squid and this, like all over the it's kind of crazy.
It was different for the time, I think, too. That's not something that you typically saw. I don't think for the era.
No,
you don't see that stuff kind of going on.
It was dirty.
It was downright raunchy. It's a raunchy film, definitely. I mean, even the beginning sequence where the Dutch just, the husband sets it up, he strangles her and then she's dangling by her neck, kind of like, and her wheelchair slides back. And the wheel's spinning, and she's dying as the wheel's spinning, and as the wheel slows down, like, you're like, oh, she's dead.
She's dead, yeah.
She's dead, like, that's pretty violent.
It's pretty violent that's shit, pretty, yeah. Especially when Simon gets that big spike right through the thing into the wall, and he's just trying to go.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you this. Simon got a face full of boiling water. You don't look like fine after that. Because you notice he was fine, just wet.
Yeah, no, that's not how that plays out.
That would not, there's a little bit
blistering
of, there's a little bit of suspension of disbelief there, but this film has a lot of overacting and a lot of underacting. Like, remember when the girl sees all the corpses?
It's a mix.
And she just goes, oh, and then just nonchalantly kind of this and that. So basically, what did you think about the film as a whole? We're not going to talk about it too much because it's a red herring mix. If people do want to watch this, I think this is definitely a film to watch, especially if you're into horror films that you haven't seen this film, so we don't want to give too much away. Spoiler alert, Brunhilde is the only one that gets naked, sadly.
That is the biggest highlight. When I saw her, I go, that girl is hot.
Yeah.
And then she's getting nude, and I go, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad you delivered on this aspect.
Yes.
And, the body, the hand, it just touches her thigh. Mm-hmm. And then she's all, like, freaking out and running, and she catches, what was that? What is that kind of knife is that?
It's kind of like basically like a, it's not a scythe, but it's like some weird kind of axe.
Yeah, it's weird, but she catches that right in the throat, and then right in the back of the spine, right in the neck.
Yep. Oh, I remember. I love the joke. I mean, this is a joke, and I'm gonna give disrespect when disrespect is due. But psychics, remember the psychic woman the whole time?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they know when they're gonna die?
Well, yeah, I guess.
And how they're gonna die? It's just little things like that.
Is that how psychics work, though?
I don't know, because they're all shams. So.
Oh.
You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But it's pretty fucking funny.
Oh, Sylvia Brown, you're a shammer.
Yeah, Miss Cleo. Remember Miss Cleo?
Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo.
Oh, Miss Cleo. Hey.
Come on to me, baby.
Call Miss Cleo. She give you the rights.
Hey, that bitch got her head chopped right the fuck off.
Miss Cleo?
No, the psychic.
Oh, yeah.
No, she should have got her head chopped the fuck off.
I kind of wish they'd do like an infomercial. Where are they now? Like, oh, Miss Cleo, she's collecting unemployment.
No, she was in jail. She went to jail.
Did she go to jail?
She go to jail for that, yeah. Scam artist, because she's scam,
Aren't they all scammers then?
Yeah, but that's...
Like, where's Sylvia Brown?
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Look at all those motherfuckers that do the fucking... what is that? All the dumb retards that get that do the TV shows for the Christians bitches. That one fucking lady with the bulldog haircut talks about God all day, all loud Southern Baptist bullshit. It's like televangelists. They're all fucking scam artists. They should all go to jail. They're all conning people out of their money. None of that is fucking real. You know what I mean?
You gotta donate 10% of your pay to get into heaven.
Yeah, they're all using and abusing weak-minded people that are afraid of their own mortality, aka You're scared to die, so you're gonna give this person money so you don't go to hell that doesn't exist, you fucking retards. So there you go. Yippity skippity do. Stop it. Think. Science. Science. Weird science.
Weird science.
Why didn't she get naked?
She blinded me with science. What?
Look at bitch, weird science. Why wasn't she
Oh
naked?
my god.
She wasn't naked.
She should have been nude.
That one girl got her clothes ripped off from that thing and up the and she ended up in
That movie was PG-13, so can you imagine, like...
I know. How did she but she got naked.
Yeah, I know, I don't understand that.
And then she went up the thing and then into the pond.
And that was back in the day when they said, you can't have them there, and you slide a 50 across the table and said, I'm sorry, did you say something?
Did you say breasts? Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Because that wasn't the only. They did that in. Remember they did that in Critters.
Critters, yeah.
Where the aliens come, they're trying to find a thing, a life form to take her, and he sees the Playboy, and then just whoop, you know, everything's like, you know, it's right there. PG-13.
I still remember when I was watching. What was it? The Scout. Brendan Fraser. This was
maybe.
Brendan Fraser and the guy who played Nemo's dad, the voice of Nemo's dad. I can't remember. I actually like him as an actor. They said the F word, and I'm like, holy hell, this is a PG-13. Like, how did you get through?
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that. I remember that movie.
Yeah.
That movie, I hated that movie.
I was like, I can't believe you just threw the F word on there. You know
I
what I mean?
can't say those words.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But, so, what do you think? You think this is a pretty good film? I mean, you have to, you don't, this is the first, though. This is the idea. This is the concept. And this inspired so much.
Well, it
It
inspired Dario Argento for him to actually steal a physical copy from the movie place he worked.
Yeah.
Who doesn't investigate that?
Yeah.
For starters, like, because you're the projectionist, and you go, "Oh my god, I love this movie," and then they go to say, "Hey, we're starting tonight at 7." We don't have the movie anymore. Someone stole it. Mm-hmm. You're the only guy up here. How do you
this is Italy. Do you actually think, if you think about this, if you watch this film, there are literally 9 corpses in that bay, and no one's gonna tie anybody together?
Oh my god!
If you think about they all just drowned with stab holes in them.
It
like
happens.
You know, it's just like it's whatever. You know, I mean, it is so. If this film would not happen today, it's so illogical to like today's forensic standards. This film is so illogical. And everyone would get caught.
I feel like forensics don't play a part in these movies.
No, but they didn't have forensics back then. Forensics, the idea of modern day forensics that we have today, started because of the Golden State Killer, the Golden State Killer in California in the 70s that was killing all those people. Modern day forensic technology was actually created, and like. Basically refined because of that killer. Turns out he was a cop.
No, get the fuck out.
The killer's a cop. They just caught him 2 years ago. This year, he's in trial right now. He's 70 something. He was a cop the whole time.
Get a good fucking run then.
He did.
Like, I wonder if serial killers ever stop.
No.
Like, do you think he just at some point like goes, I'm just too old to do this anymore. I can't do it anymore. Like.
Yeah. Well, he didn't. He hasn't killed for years.
But what happens to the bloodlust then? You clearly have the bloodlust that you kill, so what?
Maybe it's like sex. Make a sex drive. You know, it sounds stupid, but
no, don't sound stupid. It actually makes sense.
Yeah. You know, like sometimes people
it's a
just
dominance thing. I mean, it's really
your sex drive goes away, your need to kill goes away. I mean, or vice versa. I don't know. You know how some people are like crazy fist fighting motherfuckers growing up, and then one day they just stop fighting. Like maybe it just pitters out of them. I don't know. Maybe, but that's what like they were doing. So back when this film was made and films prior, they didn't have anything to go on. Serial killers in the 70s were so like, I don't want to say the word lucky, but compared to murderer today, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you guys getting away with it today are really slim to none almost.
If you leave a bacterial particle of your skin somewhere in the 1 mile vicinity of that house, you're gonna get caught.
So I don't do fingerprints, man. I don't do fingerprints. I don't do just in case someone becomes a serial killer someday.
Yeah. Well, what you do is you burn all your fingerprints off. Like in 7. Like in Men in Black. Remember?
Yeah.
Put your thing. Ah! Yeah. I have a stove. We can start you on the path to serial killing today.
What movie was it? The guy chewed his fingernails off. He's in prison. Chewing them off. And he escaped.
Those aren't your fingernails.
No,
you said fingernails.
I mean, your fingerprints.
I don't know.
He chewed
your dermal ridges.
He chewed them all off.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that worked then too, because you still have fingerprints. And if you touch something, they dust. You can imagine you still produce oils.
Right.
Isn't that how the fingerprints show up, Justin? Justin, you're our PR guy. You have to chime in here.
So.
Yeah.
So if you still have a unique, you would still have a unique.
Did you ever get?
You always have to be chewing your fingers. I guess.
Did you ever get a like
an erection?
No, I've never had one of those. That's why I'm a serial killer.
It's been a while for me.
Do you ever get asked a question that's a little bit beyond like? Okay, did you just ask me something that like other people go to school for 12 years for? Like that kind of shit out of the blue. I was at the blue and I was at work, and Joe King, he asked me like, why do we have fingerprints? Like I was like, well, it's just it's because of the way your skin forms. Like all major primate species, because of the way our pads are, our skin forms dermal ridges. That's what they're called, dermal ridges, but they're different from primate to primate, and that's why. And then I go into like the Bigfoot thing, that's why footprint casts that have been taking over 50 years at different parts of the world all have dermal ridges, but they're horizontal instead of vertical dermal ridges, like apes have, like gorillas, instead of like humans have. But they match up. Even the one that's taken in Oregon matches up with the one taken in Antarctica or in the Himalayas. That kind of shit, like weird shit like that. Like it's cool, but like I just assume it's the way the skin forms, the way that it grows and forms, and because skin has layers, obviously, kind of like tectonic plates. It's all different ridges and layers.
Stripes too.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Stripes.
Why is the sky blue?
Because it's a reflection of the.
Well, the atmosphere.
And the atmosphere above the sky is actually like, yeah, the gases plus outer space is actually brown. It's not black.
What?
Yes, it's actually brown. If you watch QI, you'd know these kind of things.
I watch Cosmos.
Cosmos
With
Kramer.
Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan's a fucking joke. He's a funny guy. Makes me laugh.
He's a fungus. He's a fun guy.
He's dead now.
Yeah, thanks for rubbing it in, Justin.
You know, we were just having a nice Carl Sagan moment. You just had to ruin it.
What the fuck, man?
That's my job.
Yeah, your wife reminds us every day.
I have a book by Carl Sagan. I can't remember what it's called.
No, you don't. You fucking lie.
The Demon Haunted World.
The Demon Hunter? That's not the one I have. But I should get that one.
I have The Horn Meets the Hornet.
The Horn Meets the Hornet. That is a comic book you have. No, it's
That's
a
the
vinyl.
record.
It's a vinyl you have with Bruce Lee and Al Hurt and his magical trumpet on it. That's right. Yeah, that's what you have.
You know it.
Oh, hey, we got off topic. Bay of Blood. Oh, by the way, I should have said this when we first started. This was your pick, guys. You picked this. Our followers, our viewers picked this with our Slasher Sunday poll.
I don't know why I'm giving the finger.
We'll be having a new Slasher Sunday poll this week on our Instagram or our Twitter channel, where you pick which Slasher Sunday we're going to do. And we're going to do the Bloods. The Bloods, not the Crips, okay?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're going to do Blood, son. And it's going to be 4 films, and all with blood in the title.
For our Slasher Sunday?
Yep. And we'll see what they say.
We just did Blood.
Huh?
We just did a Blood.
Well, we're going to have to do another one.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What if I want to do a Crip? What if I'm all about the LA Kings? The
Are
Latin
you a
Kings?
blue or are you a red?
I'm a purple motherfucker.
A purple, motherfucker. You're a foreskin.
I'm a foreskin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever. We'll come up with a nice little Slasher Sunday, but one is going to definitely be Blood Song, Bloody Moon, Blood Rage, and something with blood in it. Bloody Birthday, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
Why don't we have... I don't know.
Okay. So, what would you give this out of 10 for the random person and the horror person?
For the random person... I give it for the random person a 6.
A 6.
I say that because it does play
It actually
well.
has great plot.
No, it does. It has a great plot. It's a lot of red herrings, plots, and twists, and turns, and cackles, and who nots, and what zingers. You know,
Cackles.
So I think really people could really enjoy this movie and get into it. That you don't even have to like really horror. I mean, if you get past the gore aspect of it, but you know, other than that though, I mean, it does have a good. I feel like something my grandmother would have watched. Without
Yes.
the gore.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But for the regular Joe like me and Monsieur, I'll give it an 8.
Give it an 8.
I give it an 8.
What do you think about the end? I think it's very comical, and it turns into like a Mentos commercial. But then the ironic bit at the end. What do you think? Also, he was too ugly to have that girl.
It's not definitely not a cliche. I'd say definitely not your typical.
No one expected that end.
Yeah, no, it's Arthur. We're talking about endings because of
no.
Spoiler.
We don't have to talk about it. We just have to say it.
Give our opinions on it.
We was a little surprise, like a comical surprise.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that coming. I think it's for.
Was it a letdown though because it was too comical?
Of course, it was a letdown.
Okay.
I mean, it's well played.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. You
Yeah.
know, I've seen worse endings. You
Yeah.
know, I've seen. It's not. You didn't see it coming.
You didn't see it coming. It tied up literally all the loose ends.
Yes, but the thing about it all at the end is like. Well, no, I forget what I was going to say about that. It's not like your typical. It's not typical.
No, it is
It's
not
not.
atypical at all.
Especially for even a gelato.
A jalapenos.
Justin, what do you think of the end?
That's it.
No, he
You don't
didn't
watch
see
it.
it. He doesn't
You
watch
didn't watch any of those movies we're talking about.
I think the
Oh,
end is
quirky.
the end is a bit funny.
Funny like old cheese, or funny like Bobcat?
Funny is like that's kind of not so serious for a very serious movie end, but at the same time it's a play. It's more like it works because it, like I said, it takes all the loose ends and ties them up, and then it's actually kind of ironic, and because the two people that will now inherit the bay go play at the bay because they're literally that's it. They're it.
They're the ones.
And all they say is, "Oh, let's go play at the bay," and then they go down, not even knowing that this is all theirs now.
My question is this really a bay? Is it technically a bay?
Yeah, there's a bay.
Because I always thought a bay was like a beachy bay, like a beach, like a.
It's an inlet.
Yeah.
Any bay's an inlet.
So that is technically a bay?
Yeah.
All right.
And
I was watching a movie. Is this actually technically a bay, or is this the title? Of the movie?
I can't remember the name of the bay off the top of my head, like a Contici Bay or something like
Okay.
that. But yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of funny because unknowingly, I think that's the thing that makes it even so much more fun. The end, because it's like they don't even know what they did.
Can I say something quick?
Did you actually watch the end?
Yes, no, I did. I want to say this though. This movie, it looked like it was filmed right around fall.
Yeah.
Like there's no really leaves on the trees or anything, and this chick's swimming around in water.
Cold ass
How
water.
the fuck did she do that role without going like, I'm fucking dying, like
Yeah.
shivering, like.
Well, I mean, it is Italy. It's not exactly the coldest place in the world.
No, but you can't be warm.
No, yeah.
It was what the other
But the
day.
thing is, you have to understand that's good for nipples. Cold is good for nipples. She probably could have grated cheese with her goose eggs.
Oh
on
my
her arm,
god,
you know
dude.
what I mean?
Seriously, I didn't it didn't register to me until she's getting out and running. I go, there's no leaves on these trees at all. I go, what the fuck? I go,
Yeah.
They also said too, I read online that there wasn't actually a lot of trees on that. They filmed an aspect to make it look like a lot of trees.
Yeah.
Like there's only like 5 trees actually in the whole plot or something like that, the whole land.
Right.
It's just like the way they were doing the camera angles inside the trees, like, through the bush.
It's kind of like Mad Men.
Yeah.
Where they did it in Mad Men, it wasn't really deep forest. It was
Yeah.
like sedge grass forest.
Yeah.
And they were doing it, and it was, the leaves were falling on off the trees. They were putting fake leaves on the trees just to make it look like it was leaves on the trees.
Were they painting them too?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
painting them green. They were painting the yellow leaves green to make it look like it was still summer. It's like the shit you have to do.
That just to me is
But
like,
and the thing is, they do this in major productions though, because
They do,
in
though.
Ravenous, that was a multi-million-dollar production. They couldn't find snow that they needed, so they put pillows down and then mixed them with leaves to make it look like patches of snow. And all they were pillows.
Yeah, but like, why do you do that? Like, why don't you set the movie? Like, all right, well, this isn't working. The movie just sets now in the fall. Maybe it was made to be in the winter. Now it's set in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Or why is it like, oh well, just now
Well,
it's set
because
in...
Ravenous, they were snowed in for 3 months.
Okay, well, I understand
Yeah,
that
it
you had
is
that
snow,
aspect,
yeah.
so you had the script. But like saying like this movie,
Yeah.
like why? Well, not this movie, but like Mad Men for it.
Yeah.
But why just set the movie then for summer then? Like,
Because it's
or
a-
fall.
Because it's a summer camp. No one goes to summer camp in the fall.
Bullshit.
Bullshit, he says.
There's people that go to fall camps and stuff, especially back then.
They have school though.
Oh, but you had the weekends. These murders usually happen on a weekend. Friday the 13th. What the fuck?
Murders usually happen on the weekend.
Remember that.
Remember that.
You don't ever see Friday the fucking 12th or something where it's on a Thursday.
No, it's Friday.
It's Friday. It's a weekend.
It's the start of the weekend.
So I'm saying, these people just got off work. They're 9 to 5s.
So basically, what you're saying is the serial killers are 9 to 5s. Also,
They're weekend workers.
they're weekend warriors.
I wonder if serial killers are unionized yet in horror movies.
Do serial killers get their own union?
Do they have health benefits?
A dental plan.
That's all I got, bud.
That's it.
Wrap it the fuck up.
Okay. I like the film. I think it's kind of crazy. It's not going to be for everybody. Hold on to your hats because it's a long, in-depth kind of thing. There are no people besides Broomhilda you will actually... That's the one downside I forgot to say is there's not going to be a single person in this film that you're rooting for.
Oh, no.
You are rooting for Broomhilda to survive and get naked more. Other than that, there is no person in this film that you'll be rooting for, and that might take you out of the film.
That chick, I think, was probably my second favorite next to Laurel.
Oh, Helga Lay.
Yeah, I think she's my second favorite.
Edmund French is really good too, though. So, it's like,
Okay.
oh, yeah, so. Italian women, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but keep doing it.
Don't stop.
Don't stop. Well, actually,
If it's in the water, keep drinking.
They already stopped, didn't they? Because those are all 70s girls.
Yeah.
60s and 70s. Yeah, you're all done. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but tap dried up. I'll tell you. Helga Lay is, I think, Spanish though.
Is she?
I'm not sure.
Well, is there really a fucking
Is there
difference? If
really-
you're not a fucking American, you're something else, so
No.
fuck off.
What, you in the bathroom? European.
European. He must
Rooster
be.
tailing.
He's a rooster tailing.
Anyway, this has been Paul.
And Josh.
Maniacs Meat Podcast,
Episode
episode
whatever.
32, Slasher Sunday, because Slasher Sunday is going to be posted here on Sunday, so it's episode 32.
What? Okay.
Yep, there you go. I do. Bye-bye. Watch that finger.